With 3 easy steps, we're going to transform that nervousness into excitement and fun. And so the first thing that we want to take a look at is, what stories are you telling yourself? How are you showing up before this event happens? So whether that's you're nervous about public speaking, you're nervous about walking into a room with a lot of different people, or maybe you want to talk to somebody, but you get too nervous to speak around them. I want you to think about that story that you're creating. What story are you telling yourself that is making you so nervous that you can't do this one thing that you want to do? And if you look at that story, I, is it helping you or is it hurting you? And I look at one of my students, and she would have a complete meltdown getting up in front of the class. She couldn't do it. She would just start crying. She would freeze. Eyes would go wide. Her hands would go sweaty. She'd be able to say 2 or 3 words and then just stand there for the rest of the time wondering, can I sit down now? And I know that's a really extreme case, but as I talked to her, I said, well, what are you telling yourself right before you get up, or right as soon as I tell you you have this assignment? What words are you speaking to yourself? And she says, well, first I say that they're going to make fun of me. They're going to say I'm stupid. They're going to laugh at me. And then I'm going to forget what I have to say. And then she repeats the story every day to herself until the day of the presentation, when she's so overwhelmed with the fact that somebody might make fun of her that she literally cannot speak any words. And if she can't speak, then nobody can laugh at her. But at the same time, it's holding her back from being her true happy self. So the second step in this is to recreate that story. What story do you want to tell yourself? How do you want it to be? What do you want? What is the best possible outcome? At the end of the day, we want to tell that story to ourselves. So when that old story pops up of, they're going to laugh at me, they're going to say I'm stupid, they're going to say this, they're going to do this, pause. And then I want you to put on the screen a new video. I want you to sit down and think, okay, what do I want? What do I want? What is the best possible outcome? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Is it bright? Make it brighter. Is it loud? What do you want? Play that video in your head every day, imagining it happening. And as you can recreate this new story, you start to feel better. Like, it feels better to play the story. You see yourself doing this amazing job, and you can hear people going, yeah, that was good. I loved how you talked about turning nervousness into excitement. Or I loved how you talked about getting up and learning new things. It was a pleasure to meet you. You're such a nice person. And no matter what you get nervous about, retelling that story of how good this is going to be, then when you get out in the world, it shows up that way. You've recreated a new reality for yourself. I want you to shift in to this new reality. Now, the third thing that we're going to do is we are going to look at stepping into that new you. You recreated the story. You have this imagination. You're like, it's going to turn out this way. I want you to see it on a really big screen, loud, bright, turn all the sense up. And then you're going to jump into that movie. Like, you're an actor. You just be an actor here. Step into it. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Is your head held high? Is your shoulders back? Are you ready to take on any challenge? And as you see things coming up, oh, there might be slip ups here and there. Well, that's okay. Nobody cares. They're just worried about their turn. They're just worried about, what are they going to say next? They're not going to even notice that if you make a little mistake. And walk into that new you. See what it feels like. Hear what you hear is that new you. Feel it, see it, sense it. And as you do that, you're going to feel so good. And when you get out into the world, walk around in that new you. And as you see yourself with the new eyes, it's going to be amazing. So what I want you to do right now is to remember, look at that old story, create a new one, and step into it and live that new you. So, are you ready to transform your life and transform that nervous energy into excitement, fun? Before you go, come back and comment next week. Come back 7 days and tell me the differences that you've seen in your life because of this easy 3 steps. I'll talk to you later.